Before we get into this video, I want to give a quick shout out to 1000 for painting me a custom set of Jordans. I just did a collab with him over on his channel. Go and check that out, link in description.
You know, growing up, I'm sure we all idolize this guy. He goes by the name of Michael Jordan. You understand what I'm saying? So today, I came to Portland and I officially became inducted into the Team Jordan family.
Jumpman, 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 Jumpman. That is what Drake was saying in 2015 with Future. Just fresh off the back of the release of his OVO Jordan 10s. Of course, Drake was in a celebratory mood. And I know some people are looking at Drake's kicks thinking that these are a lot more Ross dress for less than Traplaw Ross. But by God, landing a deal with Nike or the Jordan brand is truly the stuff of dreams for any rapper or athlete worth their salt. Hell, LeBron James's 2015 Nike deal was supposedly worth a whopping $1 billion. And in many ways, Drake's deal has the potential to go much bigger, considering how much cultural cachet he has worldwide, far beyond music or sports as a cultural icon. But I know a lot of people are wondering, how the hell did this iconic collaboration between the maker of the hardest shoes in the game and the maker of the softest raps in the game come about? Well, just like Coldplay, today we are going back to the start and taking a look at how Drake managed to land the sneaker deal of a lifetime, certainly putting him on the road to the billionaires club. Now, Drake has always loved basketball, whether wheelchair or otherwise. But his relationship with the Jordan brand hasn't always been sweet. Many hip-hop fans might have forgotten the fact that in 2009, he wore a custom pair of Jordan 5s. And these shoes were so purple that you couldn't tell whether Drake had had them painted or whether Lil Wayne had just thrown up on them after a lean binge. But it wasn't necessarily the color that got under people's skin, it was the fact that they were universally roasted for supposedly being fakes. But fortunately for sneaker fans all over the world, this public pettiness didn't put Drake off of repping his favorite sneaker brand. For example, the video for his 2011 hit Headlines was filled with more questionable Jordans and Nike gear than an Al Karama flea market. In August 2012, he was spotted wearing the Air Jordan 7 Golden Moments pack on stage with Nicki Minaj days before they were released to the public. He also popped up on stage with the silver anniversary retro Jordan 9s. So the combination of having been spotted in pre-release Jordan sneakers and Drake's ever-rising public profile at the time, many fans were wondering whether a legit Jordan deal was on the cards. And then Drake's insider connection with the Jordan brand was eventually exposed in October 2013, when Drake was eager to boast to the world about a care package they'd sent him. If it was anything like the care package that he sent his fans, I'm guessing it was just a box filled with worn out J's from 2010 to 2014. Anywho, fresh off the release of his album Nothing Was the Same, topping off the Billboard chart, selling a whopping 658,000 copies first week, and within only 3 months of releasing, becoming the 7th best-selling album of 2013 in America. So with all of these accolades popping in the streets, it would make sense that big brands were looking for a slice of the action. So in December 2013, Drake finalized his first deal with the Jordan brand. Anyway, following the confirmation of the Jordan deal, in a Kanye-style euphoric celebration, Drake spoke to a crowd live on stage in the home of Nike, Oregon, confirming that he had indeed signed to Team Jordan.
You know, growing up, I'm sure we all idolize this guy. He goes by the name of Michael Jordan. You understand what I'm saying? So today, I came to Portland and I officially became inducted into the Team Jordan family.
You know Kanye's somewhere punching the air right now. Anywho, the Jordan brand welcomed Drake to the team on Twitter, and Drake shared exclusive pics of his upcoming sneakers to IG, showcasing the OVO Stingray Jordan 10 sample pack and the OVO Stingray 12s. Oh man, I stepped in Dookie in my new J's. Oh wait, that's not Dookie, that's just Drake's whack OVO logo. Really though, Drake's Jordans, they're not my cup of tea, but I've got to give massive hats off to Drake for landing a historic deal with the most prestigious shoe brand in basketball. And so from there on out, as a paid Jordan spokesperson, Drake would get to work promoting Nike and the Jordan brand, as well as actually going on to deliver these mid shoes that he had previewed. Drake's flagship shoes got some updates, and fans got another tease of the shoe at the start of 2014, with Drake sharing detailed snaps of a both black and white colorway of the OVO 10s and 12s. But in the end, these actual kicks evaded fans longer than Rich the Kid evades bill collectors, and it begun to seem like for a minute that Drake's shoes were complete vaporware, destined to never actually release to the fans, and really just perhaps a one-off exclusive for Drake and his boys to wear. However, just because these shoes hadn't dropped, it didn't mean that Drake wasn't repping the Jordan brand to the fullest, popping up frequently in public in custom Jordans that would go on to become holy grails in the sneaker community. He got some limited edition Jordan 3s commemorating his Lil Wayne vs Drake live tour, shoes that were later being resold for over 25 racks. He landed some rare gold Jordan 3s that he wore at OVO Fest. He was spotted wearing another pair of unreleased Jordan 3s whilst getting a lap dance in Nicki Minaj's Anaconda video. I'm sorry, but how's my man sitting down wearing Jordans and then not the OVO wheelchair Jimmies? Anyway, getting into 2015, still no sign of Drake's shoes actually being released to sneaker fans. And for a moment, things weren't looking too good when in January of 2015, one of Drake's homies, OVO Mark, was spotted flexing a pair of OVO Jordan Flight Flex trainers, which frankly looked like they should take flight all the way over to the bargain shelf at TJ Maxx. But then, finally, in April 2015, seemingly without any notice, Drake dropped a very limited quantity of the black OVO Jordan 10s exclusively in his OVO store. A drop that was described by GQ as the sneakiest sneaker release ever. But thankfully for the fans, a couple of months later, a wider release was announced by the Jordan brand for September 2015, with Drake showing some beautiful pictures of the shoe and the box on his website. I mean, just look at that OVO Jordan wrapping paper, that is fuego! Naturally, when those white OVO Jordan 10s arrived in stores, they were in extremely limited quantities. But thankfully, they were followed by yet another drop, with fans getting another chance to get their hands on the OVO Jordans in February 2016. This time around, it was the black version of those OVO 10s being dropped just in time for All-Star Weekend. And they actually came along with a fresh range of OVO Jordan tracksuits that had been teased on the Jordan Twitter page. A tracksuit collection which, in my opinion, was very uninspired. It really looked as if they had taken a bunch of unsold Jordan merch and just slapped the OVO owl on it in pretty awkward positions. By the way, if you're enjoying this video, make sure you go over to Instagram at TrapLordRoss and give me a follow. I try and reply to every positive DM I get, and I've got a big merch giveaway coming very soon. With the OVO Jordan 10s duly dropped in 2015 and 16, the OVO Jordan 12s that had already been teased remained unreleased. But keeping public interest in this partnership at high, Drake and the Jordan brand would soon tease a commemorative version of the Jordan 6 to promote Drake's upcoming Views album. I mean, it's not the best marketing in the world. You'd only know that these were a Views Edition 6 if Drake was standing on your face. But to be fair, I guess Detail probably caught a good look at them. Anywho, with the OVO Jordan 10 release cemented in sneaker history, Drake seemed to be in the mood to celebrate his successful Jordan partnership by blowing a tidy bag, revealing on Instagram that he had purchased a solid gold sculpture of the Jordan 10s. Yes, apparently solid gold. An incredibly ballin' sculpture which reportedly could have cost him $2 million. Which kinda sounds like a waste of money, but then again, if you tie them together and throw them around your neck, the whole thing doubles up as a chain, so kind of a bargain. Anywho, as the year went on, by September, those OVO Jordan 12s were finally given a release date in October, hitting the stores on the 1st to the delight of Drake fans everywhere. And these kicks had everything, you know, an OVO logo on the bottom, an OVO owl on the insole, that's about it. I swear, if I ever meet anybody that actually has a genuine pair of these shoes, you best know I'm taxing that insole. So following this hyped release of the OVO Jordan 12, Jordan brand were wheeling their boy Drizzy out like wheelchair Jimmy, tapping Drake up to be publicly seen rocking other Jordans, such as this dreadful pair of midnight navy Jordan 16s, which were set to re-release in December 16. I swear, my man looks like he can't decide whether he's playing basketball or bowling in these shoes. But anywho, a couple of months later, the Drake Jordan deal would come full circle, because finally, in February 2017, the final set of shoes that Drake had teased all the way back in 2013 when he signed this deal, the black OVO Jordan 12 Stingrays, would finally get a drop once again in time for All-Star Weekend. And so, with the Jordan 10s and 12s that Drake had teased at the very start of this deal now circulating amongst sneaker fanatics, it was time for Drake to drop some big surprises on sneakerheads everywhere. In April 2017, Drake teased a sample of his new Air Jordan 8 Calipari pack on Instagram. These shoes were actually named after the University of Kentucky Wildcats basketball team coach, John Calipari, who is apparently a longtime mentor of Drake.
He has two mentors. One is Lil Wayne and one is you.
Well, I went to his high school graduation. He went back and got it. He's got a lifetime scholarship to Kentucky.
And he said if he went to college, that's where he would go.
And he still can go.
Yeah.
However, before these beasts could drop, Drake whipped the rug out from under fans and actually delivered a very different and very whacked shoe drop in May, holding a surprise release for these OVO T runners, dropping them at Toronto's first Jordan brand store. I'm sorry, I mean, just look at the state of these abominations. They make Post Malone's Crocs look like the 350s. So I'm guessing after being shafted with such a shambolic sneaker silhouette, Drake clearly needed to talk business to the big dogs over at Nike, because at the end of May, Drake was pictured at the Nike HQ for the first time. And there he met prolific Nike and Jordan shoe designer Tinker Hatfield, the CEO of Nike Mike Parker, as well as Jordan Brand President Larry Miller and Jordan Brand Vice President Howard H. White. And hell, whatever they discussed clearly worked out in Drake's favor, because his next reveal would be concerning what is, in one of my opinions, one of the best Jordan silhouettes in history, the Jordan 4. And in August, Drake gave fans a tease of some unreleased multicolor retro Jordan 4s. Unfortunately, these sneaks never actually got a wide release, and only recently an early sample of these kicks sold at an auction for over $30,000. Damn, that's a flex. DJ Khaled probably bought those. Anyway, Drake followed up that Jordan 4 release by showing off two more exclusive colorways that he was planning for the Jordan 8. With one pair inspired by Toronto Raptors player Charles Oakley, and another called the Midnight Madness colorway, once again dedicated to his beloved University of Kentucky. Another sample pair, which later surfaced being resold for 40 grand. Who's buying these? I bet it's Khaled. Now, Drake's apparent love for the University of Kentucky basketball team seemed pretty strong at this time, having only recently popped up at a UCLA basketball practice session wearing a Nike Kentucky ball uniform and some Kentucky blue Jordan. Anyway, as 2017 concluded, we'd get no more releases from Drake, but we would at least see him rocking and receiving a litany of Holy Grail customized Jordans that would have sneaker fans salivating at the mouth. In November, he stopped off on his Boy Meets World tour in Melbourne, Australia, where he was gifted a one-of-a-kind set of Jordan 1s by sneaker customizer Bespoke IND. And then that same month, he was gifted another set of customized Stone Island Jordans from Shoes Surgeon. These abominations were apparently created to match his custom 100 grand Stone Island tour chain. Honestly, this is the first sneaker I think could beat me up. Anywho, for a brief period at the start of 2018, a rumored release of the OVO Jordan 8s in black and white swirl. And praise the Lord, they eventually did actually drop with yet another limited release. Yet again, alongside another selection of uninspired OVO Jordan tracksuits. You know, for any of my Canadian drillers that want to be very easily recognized at the scene of a crime. Okay, so was the shooter wearing anything distinctive? Yeah, actually, he was wearing an incredibly rare Jordan OVO tracksuit. In fact, speaking of those tracksuits, you might remember a little known song called Look Alive with Blockboy JB, where Drake was seen decked out in this OVO Jordan collab gear. I wonder if Blockboy even realizes to this day that Drake jacked his only good song just to flog his tracksuits. Tragic. Hey, maybe the JB in Blockboy JB stands for Jordan Brand. Anyway, unfortunately, within a couple of weeks of this drop happening, rumors begun to surface that Drake would actually be leaving the Jordan brand for their biggest ops, Adidas. But little did Drake know that this attempt to switch sides would end up being one of the most shambolic failures of celebrity brand endorsement that the rap game had ever seen. Now, we all know that Drake was supposed to be getting an Adidas line in 2018, and story goes that much like Kanye, Drizzy wasn't satisfied with how little creative control he was being given in his Jordan deal. And considering how much creative control that Adidas were giving to Kanye and Pharrell at the time, it would make sense that Drake might head on over there. In February, ESPN's Nick DePaula confirmed to the public that Drake was currently in negotiations with Adidas for a comprehensive deal, sharing with this announcement a 2016 picture of Drake wearing a Juventus football shirt with the Adidas logo photoshopped out. And this was a subtle tidbit of important info that many fans overlooked, because if in 2016 Drake was editing out Adidas logos from his pictures to maintain his loyalty to the Jordan brand, then when he begun being spotted publicly wearing Adidas gear in 2018, this would seemingly indicate that Drake's loyalty to Jordan and Nike was no more. Drake had been spotted wearing Adidas 3-striped sweatpants on his jet in March, drinking a tall cocktail like your basic girlfriend on a spring break vacation, and in spite of his long-running feud with Kanye, for a brief period of time it seemed like the war of words between Yeezy and Drizzy had gone quiet as Drake was rocking the Yeezy Adidas line heavily. He was spotted in the black Yeezy combat boots, aka Timberlands, a Yeezy crew neck, more Yeezy boots. He was spotted wearing an Adidas tracksuit and Yeezy sneakers, or op runners as I believe he calls them now, and he wore them again a few days later along with a Yeezy nylon parka. In April, he was seen wearing Adidas Ultra Boosts along with a wavy new OVO tracksuit that many speculated may have been a sample from the upcoming Adidas line. In fact, every time that we saw Drake publicly wearing Adidas drip, he seemed to be handing a giant L to Nike and Jordan. Because let's not forget, this is exactly what Adidas did to Nike with Kanye. Nike ended up letting a multi-billion-dollar bag slip through their hands by not keeping Kanye creatively fulfilled. In fact, I did a whole video on how Nike blew the billion-dollar Yeezy deal, so go and check that if you haven't. In fact, Drake would be dishing out another minor embarrassment to the Jordan brand around this time, because apparently before Drake had jumped ship, the Jordan brand had put together a Toronto Raptors OVO Jordan 4, which they were planning as a big Drake collab collaboration release. But amid the uncertainty about Drake's move to Adidas, Nike and Jordan were forced to put out these Toronto Raptors 4s without any mention of Drake in a quiet release on the sneakers app. Hell, after this, even Michael Jordan's own son was clowning Drake on Twitter, posting a picture of a sad, contemplative Drake just after his beloved Toronto Raptors had lost, with a caption saying, "That's your face when you're stuck wearing Adidas kicks forever." But of course, as we know, this wasn't the only public L that Drake would be taking in May 2018. Because we all now know that Drake's supposed Adidas deal was named Adidon, apparently named after his secret son Adonis. And Drake was planning to reveal his son to the world as part of this range, but during their beef, Pusha T quickly slipped in and changed the name of that range to Adon L, handing Drake the biggest L in rap beef history by revealing Drake's secret love child on his diss song The Story of Adidon. And I did a full video breaking that beef down if you want to go and check it out. So by July, August 2018, the Adidas-Drake deal was duly cancelled. It's unclear whether this was due to the Adidas brand being scared off by the beef that was surrounding Drake, or perhaps maybe it was Drake that ended that partnership due to their association with Pusha T, and just the negative associations with this whole beef surrounding it. But regardless, Drake's Adidon range would never see the light of day, and it seemed like Drake's Jordan 2.0 deal was a go. Soon after Drake severed ties with Adidas, leaked designs for unreleased OVO Jordans begun to leak online. For example, these rare blue and white OVO Jordan 14s. However, this time around, things seemed different, because Drake's association began to stretch far beyond just the Jordan brand. And as the year went on, Drake continually popped up, publicly rocking Nike gear and sharing Nike-related content. In July, he was seen at Wimbledon wearing Nike's triple white Air Max 97s. He shared a custom Nike OVO ball jersey to commemorate the release of his Scorpion album. He was seen wearing a fire red set of Jordan 5s in the In My Feelings music video. And then finally, when he dropped his verse on Travis Scott's big hit Sicko Mode, Drake told fans once and for all that it was checks over stripes, publicly confirming that his deal with the three-stripe gang Adidas was no more, and publicly putting a big check mark in Nike's proverbial box. And eventually, we did see potential Nike shoes from the Six God revealed. At first, there was a custom set of Nike TNs, apparently made for stage use on his tour with the Migos, but like many of the Jordans that were previewed in his first deal, they were never released. And then the designer of the OG Air Max Plus, Sean McDowell, shared another unreleased set of black and yellow AM Pluses that Drake also apparently designed. Drake went on in November of 2018 to tease yet another pair of one-off stage-used Nikes that he designed in clean white, mixing toggle laces with an Air Max bubble sole, a fresh sneak that I would definitely wear over his OVO Stingray 10 and 12s, but once again, unfortunately, not for retail sale, and not really making Nike any direct sales. But then again, let's not forget that the brand value of Drake, being Team Jordan and Team Nike, is completely priceless. And it seems to me that Drake's association with these particular Nike designs played a massive role in bringing them back in fashion bigger than ever, as sneakerhead OVO stans likely swooshed themselves senseless trying to copy their favorite rapper. And eventually, Drizzy hype beasts did get a chance to buy a little piece of the action, because in June 2019, Drake and Jordan surprise re-released those Raptor Edition Jordan 4s, those same ones that had dropped independently when Drake was flirting with Adidas, but this time around they came complete with Drake's signature on the tongue. And of course, Drake was seen rocking those sneaks heavy courtside like a boss. Now, I know a lot of Drake and sneaker fans were hopeful for a big Drake Jordan release, but that never really came. And whilst those OVO splatter multicolour 4s were teased again at the end of 2019, they never seemed to get a wide release. And at a certain point, it felt like for all of the hype, Drake's 7-year collab with Nike and the Jordan brand never really filtered down to anything that the casual fan could get their hands or feet on. But hey, maybe that's always been the point, because Drake seemingly has always been better for Nike and Jordan as just a figurehead, wearing a wide variety of their clothing that they sell, but never really hanging his hat on one specific widespread design. And I kind of believe that this is a much more smart and useful deployment of Drake as a spokesperson than, say, what Kanye is doing over at Adidas. After all, Drake doesn't even have fashion designer aspirations like Kanye does. Drake probably just enjoys picking out one-of-a-kind custom colorways and putting his logo on existing rare Jordans just to be seen in them. And this in turn has massive influence over the fashion that hip-hop and just Drake fans in general are willing to spend their money on. But I don't get the impression Drake wants to be sketching and designing shoes like Ye. He just wants to flex his affiliation as the non-ball playing golden boy at the most prestigious sportswear brand in the world. And nowhere is that flexing more obvious than in his recent music video for Laugh Now, Cry Later. I mean, I saw this music video for the first time and I was just convinced the whole thing was a Nike ad. The whole video was shot at the Nike headquarters. Drake spotted going on a shopping spree in the Nike factory store. The whole setup of Drake and Lil Durk rocking those big oversized suits is an homage to the traditional draft day suits common in the NBA rocked by Jordan and many others. Hell, they even let Drake train in the Nike team gym gym doing an experiment to test whether or not he can run faster while huffing his own farts. Turns out he can. But most importantly of all, Drake was seen in that music video wearing a pastel pink, heart-quilted Nike jacket in the scene where he was crying. This was a big nod towards his future Nike-branded merch deal to promote his Certified Lover Boy album, a collection that we have been seeing a bunch of celebrities popping up on social media to flex lately, and a collection which honestly looks straight fire, different. So there you have it. That is the story of Drake's tumultuous relationship with the Jordan brand, Nike, and nearly Adidas. If we've learned anything from Kanye, Dr. Dre, or Jay-Z, it's that the path to being a rap game billionaire is paved with products, not music. And while the true dollar value of Drake's most recent Nike deal has never been released, he's jokingly hinted on Instagram that he signed for $460 million. Hell, I mean, if you look at Michael Jordan's net worth, that's estimated at $1.6 billion, giving Drake's massive cultural cachet and his social media reach, his icon status, and his ability to get an army of sheeple to buy any old tat that he slaps that Adderall-addled owl onto. I personally believe that this deal is putting Drake well on the way to billionaire status. I mean, we recently saw Liverpool Football Club agree to a $30 million Nike kit deal, a deal which Nike have committed both LeBron James and Drake to promote, which to me seems to indicate that Drake's deal is probably in a similar bracket to LeBron's. And if you don't know, following the completion of a $90 million 7-year deal, in 2015, LeBron James signed another deal with Nike that was supposedly worth $1 billion. Hell, Drake and LeBron have pretty much the same amount of followers on Instagram, proving at the very least that Drake's ability to pull people into his orbit and market them products is at least in line with what LeBron James can do. So Drake got the biggest sneaker deal for a non-rapper since Kanye, and he didn't even have to stoop to working with Adidas to do it. That's a big W. So we're gonna see Drake rocking custom Jordans and Nikes all the way to the bank. And you know who else rocks custom J's? Me! Because I just did a collab with the incredibly talented YouTuber 1000, where he created me a custom one-of-one set of Jordan 6s. They're better than anything Drake's ever put out, that's no cap. So if you want to see that video, hit that link in description, go give it a watch, give 1000 a subscribe, and show some love, baby. Shout out 1000, shout out Drake for being a sneaker boss, and shout out you for watching this video. Thanks very much, and peace out. Thanks for watching, guys. Don't forget, I just dropped my limited edition Vamp Law Spooktober merch. There's only going to be 150 of these tees being sold, so make sure you go over to traplaw.com or hit that link below and get yours before they're gone. Thank you, and peace out.